Today we're going to vibe on neo-soul chord improvisations. I've broken this technique down into 3 easy concepts: diatonic chords, cadence chords, and implied chords. And don't worry if these chords seem totally foreign to you. The ideas are very easy to understand and can be used immediately in your own playing. Diatonic chords are simply chords that are built out of the key center or the scale that you're playing in. And there's 7 diatonic chords for every scale, but it's best just to ignore the 7th chord right now. So here's some nice neo-soul chord voicings we could use in the key of G. Our 1 chord is G6-9, and I could hammer on my pinky on the G string, just as a nice move to do there. So G6-9, A minor 11, B minor 11, C6-9, C with the D in the bass, which is like a D chord, 5 chord, and then our E minor 9 we'll use. So to start, when improvising or writing a song, sticking with these chords, diatonic chords, will give your progression a cohesive sound. So for the first exercise, play through any combination of diatonic chords and add in melodic ideas in between using the G major scale. So if I take this G, E minor, C, and D, I can play around with it. Play a little E minor or G major. Now that's a great start, but how do we make this more interesting? We can insert cadence chords tastefully into our progression. Now when I say cadence chord, I'm referring to the 5 chord that creates a cadence when resolving to the 1. So you could choose between any of these 3 chords. You don't have to do them in order like that. You can just go straight to 1. But they all have their different levels of tension and different feels. So those are your 3 choices of 5 chords. And with that, we could take these 3 chords and I can put them before any of these chords in the progression. Well, if I think about putting a 5 before E, I would think about, what's the 5 of E? It's B. So I can take my G and lead it into that. And I'll have that move right there. So as long as I could figure out the 5 of the chord that I'm going to, I could put that chord before it. So before G, we know D is just naturally in our key center. And before E minor would be B, so I can go. Before C would be G, so I could throw a G. That one's kind of funny. And then before my D, it would be A. So already it's starting to sound very interesting. I have my main progression. 1, 6, 4, 5. I'm going to throw in my 2 cadence chords and just play around with those variations. So now for your next exercise, take the progressions that you made, the diatonic chord progressions, and then try and add 1 or 2 5 chords in between and see how they sound. Just proceed whatever chord you have. If you have a C chord, put a 5, put a G before it. If you have a D chord, put an A before it. See if you can figure out where the 5th is and put that before it and see if you could add the tension and see what that sounds like. And no matter what, it's always going to move there. Just some chords just sound a little bit nicer with that movement, depending on whatever the context is. Okay, so now we're starting to sound interesting. Now how about having single note lines that clearly show what chord we're on without actually playing the chord? So this is where you use implied chords. By playing an arpeggio instead of an actual chord, you're implying the harmony and still keeping the flow of the progression. So here's two really simple major 7 and minor 7 chords that are easy to play that we could use. So for G, just like that, that's our chord, and we just bring that up the octaves. So there's our G major 7. And for a major 7 chord, diatonically, our only other one is our 4 chord, C. So in this example, we could use it there too. Minor would be similar shape. For A minor, it would be like this. Now take your progression and choose one chord to imply, and instead of actually playing it, just play through the arpeggio and go to the next one. Diatonic chords, I could throw in my cadence chords, which is a 5, pulling me into whatever the next chord is, and then I could imply the chords with these arpeggios. So jam out these different ideas and hit me up in the comments if you have any questions about it or just want to share anything. Hit subscribe if you like what's happening. And for exclusive lessons, jam tracks, hit up my Patreon. The link is below. I appreciate the support of everyone who's out there doing it, and keep jamming. So play around with these ideas. Stick in one key at first. Just get really comfortable with that one key and play around with every single thing, but only do it once per progression. So find your diatonic chords, only do 1 5 somewhere in there, get comfortable with that one, and then throw in your little licks and just do your one implied chord and then throw it in and just get comfortable with that, and then switch it up, do a different one, do a different one, and then after you've done all of them once, do it twice per progression and continue to experiment. And the goal is just to get comfortable with it and just lock down one key. So if we did all this in G, just lock down G, get comfortable with all those notes and those chords. And then when you switch over, it'll be much, much easier because you'll be familiar with the patterns. And that's the beautiful thing about guitar. It's all patterns. As soon as you lock in those patterns, you don't even really have to think about what key you're in. It's just the patterns, and it's all that, and it just falls into place, man. It's beautiful.